We tend to look at problems as being modern when in fact they are not. Shakespeare said, "If you prick me, do I not bleed?" Pain, suffering, comfort, illness, people-to-people impacts are timeless and universal. As for me, I tend to be parochial in that I see everything in terms of golf. Other people, of course, take a more universal approach. Take the population explosion. Aristotle said, "To leave the number of births unrestricted, as is done in most states, inevitably causes poverty among the citizens, and poverty produces faction and crime." In our times, such conditions are in fact socially engineered to create a specific result for political gains. But that's another video. Today's problem, universal health care, is not new. However, the lack of understanding of it simply underscores a greater problem, that of ineffective education of our times. Speaking of understanding of our healthcare system, here's a man who has the answers to this mess.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is COL Hidalgo. I'm a first-generation Hispanic, and I'm very upset about many things. One of the things is this healthcare debate. We're passing a 2,000-page healthcare legislation that nobody can read. It's physically impossible to read. I have a master's degree, and I was unable to read the one that was 1,000 pages long. What I think you should do is get all 50 insurance regulators from all the states in one room and tell them they have exactly 6 months to come up with one set of rules that apply across the land. If they don't do it, we, the government, will dictate what it'll be.
It doesn't really matter what your political affiliation is. When something makes sense, it makes sense. Period. Good shot.
Okay, the insurance companies have to develop one standards, an A, a B, a C, a D, and an E, the different policies. And they're all the same with the same claim forms. And may the best insurance company win, and they can go in any state. No one state will have a monopoly. There won't be 98% Blue Cross Blue Shield or some other company, Aetna or whatever. It won't be. Everybody competes across the board. Now, the problem is pre-existing conditions. What are we going to do about pre-existing conditions? That's easy. Company A gets some, B, they share the wealth, just like you do the assigned risk in automobile. Talking about pre-existing conditions now, if you're 50 pounds overweight, you have to pay a 10% penalty. If you smoke, you have to pay a 10% penalty. Okay, now, let's talk about doctors a bit. Doctors and health providers that sell equipment and things of that nature who break the law and actually cheat the system have a mandatory 10-year penalty for going to jail and no parole. Mandatory. No questions asked. If you cheat the system in any way, you go to jail. Now, let's talk about immigrants a little bit. California is spending roughly $10 billion treating illegals. And you take the other border states, and some states like North Carolina and Florida, which have a lot of illegals there, I wonder how much they're costing us. Why should we be treating illegals? They're not citizens. The word illegal means illegal. You know, no free lunch for them whatsoever. Now, let's talk about the emergency room, because many people use an emergency room. It should be mandatory that anyone that goes to an emergency room pays $5 for their treatment. Now you're going to say, well, these people don't have any money. Well, dollars to donuts. Many of them smoke cigarettes and buy beer. Having owned tobacco shops, I know what these people are like. They claim they don't have any money, yet they blow it. All their kids have beepers. I've seen it time and time again. Now, the other thing that bothers me is treating latchkey babies. If someone comes across the border, they have a baby, the child is automatically an American citizen. And 9 out of 10 of them go on the dole and get welfare. You know, the mamas get it. And then they bring their brothers and sisters over, so we create a problem that we don't have. As a first-generation Hispanic and one that worked very hard and has been very successful in life, I think that's wrong. The latchkey law should be eliminated, and if you come over here and have your baby, we could be nice and give them the baby, but no, they're not citizens. Enough. Now, I just think that those few things could save a lot of money. I was talking to Fred Lute, who used to be head of the Cleveland Clinic. He said if we did a few of those simple things, like having this one set of standard claim forms for every insurance company, so they're all the same, and the other things we've talked about, we could probably save 40 to 50% of what we're spending on healthcare without signing some bill that's got 2,000 pages in it that most congressmen can't read or understand or can't explain it to you. That's all I've got to say. Thank you very much.